In this episode of Valve House, we're going to be installing a set of eBay headers on my EK Civic. So straight out of the box, this is what we get. So you get the top half of the header here, the bottom half. We have a gasket for the middle, the three bolts that go into the header here. We have a donut gasket and an exhaust manifold gasket. So that's good that it comes with all the gaskets and everything. It doesn't look like mint condition quality. I wouldn't pay like $500 for this, but for the price I paid, not too bad, not too shabby. It also has a hole for the O2 sensor there and an O2 sensor hole there. So for either D series you have, because I know other models have it back there, but for mine we've got it on here, so I've already taken that bolt out. The first thing I'm going to do is remove the heat shield bolt. So there's one there, one down the bottom, and one there. I'm just going to get rid of those so we can take the heat shield off. Once we have the last bolt off, we can take the heat shield off. And we're exposed with our crusty headers. We can see on the heat shield that I had on, all the paint starting to go bad, flake off. So once the car's in the air, we can go ahead and go underneath and undo the two bolts to bolt the header to the exhaust. While we're under here, we also have to remove these two nuts to hold the header on, and there's also some down here on most EK Civics. However, I didn't have that bracket because I left it off when I first installed this header after I had a cracked one. So now that this stuff down here is undone, we can go up to the top and undo the ones on the head. Now once we've got all the bolts undone up here, I'm going to unplug the O2 sensor, see if I can do this with one hand. Yep, there we go. And then I can go ahead and pull this header free. I bet it's caught on the bracket down here. Now all this stuff that come out can go in the bin and we can replace it with the new stuff. So I just finished installing everything on the new header, so I bolted those down. New gaskets in there. I've got the donut gasket in my hand. Chuck the O2 sensor in there. It's a bit of a pain to get out of the old header. It's a 7/8 size spanner. If I can get it here, 7/8. This is the one I use. That seems to work well. It'll always be rusty on the old header, but yeah, this is what it looks like all assembled. Now I'm gonna chuck it in the car. I've just chucked a towel down so the new headers don't get scratched, and now they're ready to go under. So once we have the header up here, I'm just going to slide it off again. Slide the new gasket on. And there we go, and now the header can be bolted up. So I just bolted the headers up, so now I'm just going to let the car warm up and double check we have no leaks. So after starting the car and let it run for a bit, I took it for a quick drive too. We have no leaks in the front here, but we do have a leak under here where the header meets the rest of the exhaust. So I did use two just random 12mm bolts. And I think that they're just not tight enough, so I'm going to go down with some other bolts and see if I can tighten it more. So I'm driving with the headers on now. So far, no difference except for the slight exhaust leak that's still there. So I think that's coming from where the header mates to the rest of the exhaust, because it's not a perfect lineup. But so far, it doesn't feel any different. Can't really tell. Power-wise, feels exactly the same. Sounds exactly the same, really. I mean, I do have stock exhaust. It's a little bit noisier because of the exhaust leak, but it looks good. That's the main thing. Around this corner, I'll give us a bit of a sound test. So this is what it sounds like. Not much different, but here we go. Not bad. Now the question you've all been waiting for, was it worth the $250 that I paid? Well, it is significantly cheaper than the other competitors like the Skunk 2 Alpha header, which is up north of $600. These ones are $250. They don't exactly bolt up, but neither do the Skunk 2 headers, so it's kind of a, apples and oranges battle. These bolt up, they look fantastic. They don't make any sound different. They would make other power differences on other cars, not on a D series. These things make 88 kilowatts, so you're going to add like 0.2 kilowatts, if that, or even lose power because it's not tuned. So, is it worth it? I think so, because it looks fantastic and it really tidies up the D series engine bay, but that's really for your personal choice. that's going to wrap up this episode of Valve House. So thanks for coming along and watching, and we'll see you in the next one.